Randy on X. Now, we shift gears to matters CHAN now, where the African Nations Championship CHAN 2024 that is set to be jointly hosted by Kenya, Uganda and Tanzania, and which was to be held in the month of February 2025, has been postponed to August after the region failed to get her infrastructure ready. Our very own Steve Chitara spoke to the stakeholders for a proper understanding on the reasons behind the postponement and what needs to be done to make the region ready in August amidst the lingering question on Kenya's role in the postponements.
Back by 6 months after the region failed to meet the required infrastructural standards, CAF had cleared the 30,000-seater Nyayo National Stadium for use and Ulinzi Sports Complex as a training venue. Alongside 2 stadia in Tanzania and 2 stadia in Uganda, featuring the 60,000 Benjamin Mkapa Stadium in Tanzania and the Nelson Mandela Stadium in Uganda. But when many thought it was smooth sailing and the stage was set for the football extravaganza, the unexpected announcement came. In postponing the event, CAF said, and I quote, "The CAF technical and infrastructure experts, some of whom have been based in Kenya, Tanzania and Uganda, have advised CAF that more time is required to ensure that the infrastructure and facilities are at the levels necessary for hosting a successful African Nations Championship CHAN." However, CAF President Dr. Patrice Motsepe has assured the region that the tourney will proceed as planned in August 2025, exuding confidence that the region will be ready to host the competition.
And I'm confident that in August, we will have the most successful CHAN, Total Energies African Nations Championship in the history of this competition. And the good work that I've seen, the construction that's taken place, the dressing rooms, the training fields, the good work in terms of the hotels and the hospitals, and that work that's ongoing, that's continuing, gives me confidence that we will all be very proud and we will all be very, very successful as stakeholders in football.
The 3 host countries, Kenya, Uganda and Tanzania, each gave accounts of their preparedness.
I'm here to confirm and to affirm the Republic of Uganda is ready to host CHAN 2025 and will be ready to host AFCON 2027.
But to bring Africa to East Africa for the first time is a dream for all of us. And we see this to be the first step. We know that we would have been able to start on the 1st of February. But we take the opportunity of the extra 6 months to be able to organize an event that's memorable.
And I want to assure the rest of Africa and the rest of the world, you'll be able to see how East Africa is capable of organizing sports events of the high quality and standards and excellency. This is what East Africa epitomizes. And together, the 3 countries, which are part of the 8 countries of East Africa, will be able, and we are ready to host you in August.
For Kenya, however, the postponement has been seen as a blessing in disguise, officials describing it as a crucial window to complete the refurbishment of Kasarani Stadium, which had been earmarked as the main venue in Kenya and which was lagging behind schedule. With only 10 days left before the original kickoff date, Kasarani was far from ready, and stakeholders believe this was the main reason CAF stepped in, possibly to shield Kenya from embarrassment.
Tumeshaanza kuona Kenya wamekimbizana na uwanja renovation ambayo haijafanyika miaka mingi. Tanzania since tumejenga uwanja wetu wa Benjamin Mkapa 2006. Sasa hivi ndio imefanyika major renovation. We're talking about 17 years after.
Kuna masuala mengi ambayo yamechangia hiyo postponement, si masuala ya viwanja peke yake. Niko na habari kwamba kuna matimu kadhaa ambazo zinasema kwamba saa hizi hawezi waachilia wachezaji wao. So kwa hivyo CAF wakaangalia bila wachezaji, unajua hauna michuano, hauna mechi. So CAF wakaangalia chini wakasema kwamba hapa kwa sababu tunaweza kosa wachezaji, wacha tuweke mwezi wa Agosti wakati wachezaji wengi wako likizoni.
Ligi zote zitakuwa zimeisha, so kutakuwa na focus nzuri sana kwa CHAN. Sasa hii ingechezwa hii February, vilabu mingi sana zingekuwa na wasiwasi sababu zinaendelea msimu wao.
That the new dates that have been given to us of August only mean one thing, that we will only have the chance to improve on excellence. We were ready, we will even be more ready come that date, and I'm very excited that the entire football and fraternity, especially the African continent, is keenly watching what is happening within the East African region.
We welcome the decision to push the tournament to August, and indeed we also see this as an opportunity to continuously make sure that we become the center of excellence in organizing this tournament.
The race against time evokes not so fond memories of 1996 and 2018 when Kenya failed to host AFCON and CHAN respectively due to infrastructural nightmare. And as the clock ticks to August, all eyes will be trained on this man, Sports CS Salim Vuria, to ensure the facilities are not only ready but pass the scrutiny of CAF officials. Steve Shitera for Sporty Monday, Nairobi.
Thank you, Shitera, for that. Actually, it's been postponed. I think this is the third time. It was supposed to be held in September 2024, then to February, now to August. I start with you, Zita. There's something else that maybe has not really come out. Can we say that also the CAF were looking at the number of teams that were supposed to participate from 19, now they are 17, and then looking for qualifiers 1 and 2 to fill in those 2 spots? And also, what can you say about the fact that it was to be held when the leagues were still going on? Would it have fatigued the players? Hence the postponement?
I think for postponing the CHAN, it's a blessing in disguise, as Isia was talking behind the scene, because at the end of it, the stadiums are not ready. Let's just be true, the stadiums are not ready. And then again, we cannot do something that, and then outside, every person is watching all over the world, like unfinished something, whereby you don't have your best players in this tournament that will be talked about. You don't have all the teams are not participating. So CAF postponing, part of it is in infrastructure, and then part of it is that there's a CAF confederation that is going on, whereby it is being played like the African champion, the CAF confederation. So a lot of clubs, they want to release their players to come forward for the CHAN, because they know there's a tournament that is going on, the calendar is already outside, and we need to play this. And that's why I think the time has been pushed it. And then again, fatigue. The league is still going on. So on August, tutakuwa tumerelax, hakuna league inaendelea. So we just stay and watch football. Hakuna mtu atakuja amesema ati because of fatigue what player wanaumia sana nini. But I think it's a good thing and a blessing in disguise. Tumalize study.
Isia, over to you. Tanzania and Uganda, you attended that particular function. Tanzania and Uganda say on their part they were ready. So do you think Kenya is to blame for this particular postponement, squarely blaming on Kenya? The other countries, host countries, also have a part to play as far as the CHAN statement, or the CAF statement is concerned?
I listened to the president of CECAFA and also the TFF president. He's called Wallace Karia, and he was very magnanimous in his words. He was saying that when we postpone because it is the entire East Africa. It's not just about Kenya. But truth be told, sometimes it's good to be honest, it is Kenya that failed, because Benjamin Mkapa hosted all the CAF matches, World Cup qualifiers also, which are Class A of FIFA matches. During the AFCON qualifiers and also the World Cup qualifiers they have played last year. Nambole Stadium in Uganda has done the same. It is only Kenya that we were playing our home matches away. We went to Polokwane, we went to Malawi and all that. Basically, we are the side that failed. Give it to negotiators who have been able to convince CAF that this time round, instead of taking away the rights that as it happened in 1996 and 2018, please give us more time to do this. What a little bit disturbed me was the duration with which the extension was done.
6 months.
Because I thought if it was 2 months, then the speed maybe would have been maintained. My fear is that because of the long extension, because we had only just a few days to the tournament, then there could be a temptation of people relaxing. I pray, and this is my passionate appeal, that the pace should be maintained so that by the time we are getting to around April, we have everything ready so that we don't just come to test our facilities first with CHAN, so that we are able to test them even with the World Cup qualifiers that are coming up and other tournaments that are coming up. That's number one. Number two is to say that when you look at the way the entire tournament preparations were now beyond the facilities, when you cannot confirm your facilities in time, then it means even the idea of marketing is difficult. For example, if today we go to talk to people, we'll be telling that Morocco is coming to Kenya and Kenya is going to play Morocco, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 months before that time, there's going to be a lot of hype. People know already that some giants are coming to this country. So before, without that, it was very difficult to market. So basically, I think CAF also knew in terms of revenue and all the other manner of planning, it would have been difficult. But essentially, we have to accept when all those other things are mentioned, if East Africa and especially Kenya was ready with the infrastructure, the sporting infrastructure, this tournament would have been played. Forget about the issue of the leagues that are ongoing. The rule is always that when there is a national duty for players,
the leagues take a break.
They take a break, or a club is forced to release a player for the national team. So the question, the idea, the only reason was the infrastructure. It is my passionate appeal that the pace is going to be maintained, so that come August, we don't see the repeat of 2018-1996.
Yes. Back to you, Shiter, the author of this story. And continuing from where Isia has left it, we have 6 more months to go. Do you think from the progress that you've seen before, do you think this pace will continue? Will we be ready? And maybe what time frame do you give this stadium to be ready? That is Nyayo, the main stadium, that is Nyayo and Kasarani. What's your time frame?
I want to give it to Dr. Patrice Motsepe. He has really been patient with East Africa. Remember, Benjamin Mkapa Stadium was built, I think, in 2006. And younger president there, Hersi, said that it has also been undergoing very serious renovations. Nelson Mandela Stadium in Kampala, Uganda, was closed down the same time with Kasarani for renovations. It was reopened last year, but Kasarani was rushed. It was reopened in 2021. And I think that is where the difference came in. People who renovated Nelson Mandela Stadium took their time and put everything to the precision that we can call military. Unlike those who renovated Kasarani, we had to close down Kasarani for a second time in a difference of 2 years. Two years, yeah. So it's a shame and a pity to people who have been given contracts to renovate this stadium. You see the photo of Nyayo Stadium there. It looks so beautiful on paper. But the real structure, I think, does not depict the desire of any football fan in Kenya. So my plea is, we've gotten the 6-month extension. Can we now put up Nyayo National Stadium to look the same way it was presented to us on paper, not the open field that we've been given and cleared by CAF. So let us not relax and say that the 6 months are enough to prepare. Let us go with the same pace that we've been pushing the stadium to finish. Another person I will also commend, I know it might not sit popular with many people, is President William Ruto. He has been very, very keen on this thing. He has been following it step
by step. We have seen him inspect Talanta Stadium to ensure that everything is done to perfection. And if you see how Talanta Stadium is coming up to the standards that will tick all the boxes.
Who do you think let him down as far as these other two stadiums are concerned?
I don't think there is any letdown because the preparation started late. They started as late as 2022 December. Kasarani was closed for renovation in December 2022. This is a year. I take you back.
There's a letdown, Chitera.
A minute, I think.
because it should have happened. You know,
give me a minute.
Let him finish.
I give you a comparative analysis so that you can chime in. I said the first time Kasarani was closed, it was closed down at the same time. I wish you were listening. It was closed at the same time with Nambole Stadium in 2017-2018. 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21. Those are 4 years. The work that was done for 4 years at Kasarani was shoddy. It has been closed down again in 2022, 2023, a year. For heaven's sake, what has been done at Kasarani in a year is a job that is far much better that was done at Kasarani in 4 years. That is my argument. And what was done at Nyayo in 4 years cannot be compared to what has been done to Nyayo in a year. You see, you are taking back my argument to last week. The stadium is not only the seats. You start with the playing surface. That is the most important component of a stadium. FIFA did not pass Kasarani surface as it were. But as we speak, the surface is cleared. We are dealing with the lights. You can clearly see
Randy,
the...
you know why I always get tempted to...
You can clearly see...
You
can clearly see the state-of-the-art floodlights that have been put. Now, Kasarani was closed down for 4 years.
The reason I get tempted all the time...
Why was it...
is because...
Let me
finish that sentence.
Let me ask him a question so that... Let me ask him a question so that he can come in with an answer. For 4 years, why do you think Kasarani did not pass CAF and FIFA test?
Okay.
I'm going to start with answering the proper question that was asked by Orandi. And this is how you pass exam, Shitera. And you do well in that area.
I passed.
I know. I can give a test.
Okay, you see.
This is the thing. The question was, who let down? Who let us down? That was the question.
The contractors.
Because the moment you are given a job to do, and we have a timeline.
I wish you listened to me. I said the contractors.
Okay. We're almost going to the break. You see,
there's a thing. Even now, we have an extension going to August. What we don't want, and that is what Orandi was anticipating, and that is how you answer, is that who slept? Because our president does not engage in the handwork of constructing stadia.
But he inspects.
He inspects. So the question is, for example, if we get to August and we're not ready, the question would be, what happened? And this is what we are saying now, Chitera. You see, beyond just going to inspect, let the job be done by the people who are supposed to be done. I know the passion that I've seen, even from the president himself. We are just saying that the people who are doing the job, let the money be released. We know the issues of contractors, Shitera. Even like what we saw in Bukungu the other day. The issue is always, and we have seen even Nakuru, Afra Stadium, when you see contractors vacating the site, it is because of funds. Let people do the job they're supposed to do, instead of waiting again and we start saying we want another extension. And that's why we talked about the question of pace. So you ask me who let us down? It is the question of supervising and making sure funds are released well as far as the construction is concerned.
But I asked him a question, fundamental question that we've not answered. Why do you think that Kasarani was closed down for 4 years and after reopening, it was flagged down by FIFA and CAF?
Okay, let's join that. Let's join that